Let's be honest with each other.
I'm a little scared of thunderstorms.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You got a thunder buddy?
if it gets to my wife. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your host, Brian. I was going to have a guest, this guy, but he has turned into a host with me. So tell him who you are, buddy.
Oh, hey, everybody. I'm Doc.
Doc, Derek Van Tile for all the government people looking for him.
Yeah.
But no, he's a good friend of mine, and we've done a lot of stuff together. We co-founded Veterans Empowered Together. So we do all kinds of things together, man. He's my good friend here. One of my best friends.
Left hand.
Yes, he's a left hand. Yeah. But anyways, I do have a guest, and this guy is special. He's kind of mean at sometimes. He was really mean sometimes. But
he had to be sometimes.
Yeah. But he kind of grew on me, and kind of lived my life by him, and kind of grew up like him. I turned up being pretty similar to this guy. So without further ado, everybody say hello to Pops, my dad, Howard Basham.
Hey.
What's going on, Pop? How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Well, welcome to the show. So I called him this morning, and I said, hey, you want to be on my podcast? What'd you tell me?
No.
Yeah. He said no.
I believe it.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, that was a little rude, actually. And he's like, well, I don't want to drive to Holmesboro and all this stuff. And I'm like, no. The game has changed. I was like, we can do this video conference style.
Hey.
So after I had to talk him into it still, he wanted to do it at a certain location. And I said no. So
what location would that be?
That was sort of rude, actually.
It was. I was just returning the favor. What's the name of that? We can shout them out though. What's the name of the location you were talking about?
The Hilltop Tavern.
Hilltop Tavern.
I don't think I've ever been there.
You haven't? You ever been to Meade County?
Never heard of it.
And it's full of veterans.
Hey.
Maybe we need to go.
We might.
Just check it out. Meet some veterans.
I'm down to stop in for a soda.
I like sweet tea. They have sweet tea on tap.
They do not.
You gotta bring your own.
Yeah, maybe make that happen.
Now, however, if y'all going to come and do a show, I can make sure and arrange. I have connections for sweet tea.
Do a show.
Yeah,
you want to do a show at the Hilltop Tavern?
Why not?
Why not?
That's a good question. Why not?
Let's do it. So, Dad, tell the world who you are.
Well, my name is Howard Basham, and like Brian said, I'm his father. But I cannot take full credit or blame for all of it. His mama had something to do with it. So either way you want to take it. But I am a 30-year retired veteran from the United States Army, and I am now fully retired after doing defense contracting for several years and all that. And I'm living a happy life.
That's right. That's what we're all trying to get to.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. So what did you do in the Army?
Well, my branch was ordnance. I messed with all kinds of ammunition, bombs, and all that other stuff. But once I got up so much in rank, so I had to leave that, and I went into the sergeant major field area, doing staff work for colonels and battalions and all this other. And at one time during my career, I was a drill sergeant for 3 years, and that was the best time I had in all the 30 years of it.
Nice.
What are you laughing for?
Those 3 years as a drill sergeant were his favorite.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Just yelling at people all day.
being a drill sergeant and being a first sergeant were the two best assignments I ever had.
Nice.
Yeah, that's where I kind of met you at, is when you're a drill sergeant. That's when I started remembering stuff. I didn't really remember before that.
He was a slow learner.
I am. I mean, Look at my dad is. But
The apple didn't fall far from the tree there.
but I do I did enjoy going to like the basic trainings with dad and watch him yelling at the privates. At the time I didn't really fully understand what he was doing. He just liked to yell at people.
So when you went to basic, you were totally prepared.
I thought I was. I thought I was. And I was like, oh, I've been through this. Like
I've
I
been
got
living this my whole life.
Hey,
And
do you remember what I told you before you left for basic training?
I do. He said, if they ask you, they're going to ask you, do you have any family members in the military?
Say no.
He said, don't say a word about me. And I never got it until I got it. And we got there and he come around. He's like, who has family members in the service or prior service or whatever? And I just stood there and everybody's raising their hands. And one of the guys said, oh, my dad is this so-and-so in the Navy. And he's like, oh, the drill sergeant's like, that's pretty cool. And just smoked him. And he was down. I mean, he was doing push-ups for about an hour and a half as everybody was like, we had to line up the bags when we first got there.
Oh, yeah.
And so while we're doing that, he's over there getting smoked because he bragged on his dad. So I didn't say a word the whole basic training. And then till the end, and we're getting the facility ready for our family day. It was graduation.
Okay.
And we're in there cleaning and all this stuff. Ask who shows up in his brown round, in his uniform.
Drill Sergeant Basham.
Oh my goodness. And my drill sergeant short. I saw Dad walk in and I saw him talking to Drill Sergeant Short, and I'm like, I'm dead. I am dead.
I'm in danger.
Drill Sergeant Short turned around. He said, Basham, down.
You're like, no, they caught me.
Yeah. So I was doing push-ups the whole time they had their nice little conversation. So for about 45 minutes. And I remember at basic training, I walked across the stage and shook Drill Sergeant Short's hand. He said, if I knew your dad was a drill sergeant, I would have killed you. I was like, that's why I didn't tell you.
Yeah, buddy.
And at that time, I was the assistant commandant at the drill sergeant school.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
So he was big time in the drill sergeant world.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, that was the only advice. Well, there was another advice that you gave me. So the whole story of how I joined the military, I don't even know if you've heard this. I was laying on my mom's couch. I had tried college, tried work, didn't really like any of them. And I was laying on the couch, just being a bum. My mom's like, hey, you need to get a job if you're going to stay here. I was like, fair enough. So she's like, get in the car. We'll go to town. Now, I lived in Breckenridge County, so town is like 45 minutes away. So we go to Radcliffe, pull up to a recruiting station. She said,
that's Fort Knox area?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said, go in there and get an application. I'm like, Mom, I don't believe that's how it works. I was like, if I go in there, I am joining. And I was like, I kind of self-reflect for a second. I'm like, you know what? Let's go see what they say. Went in there. They showed me a video. First video they showed me was artillery. I was like, that seems pretty cool.
Big guns.
I want to do this. So I called Dad. Do you remember this conversation?
Yep.
I called Dad and I was like, Dad, I think I'm going to join the Army. He's like, good. And he's like, I think you really should join the Air Force. It'll be a lot easier on you. I said, okay. Hung up the phone. And I went in there. I said, how fast can I go? And I got $20,000 though, because I left 2 weeks. But no, I mean, obviously it turned out pretty good. I made it back home. So yeah.
And I told your brother the same thing. Why don't you join the Air Force? It's easier.
Hindsight, I wish I took your advice. Actually,
I think most of us Army veterans look back and we're like, man, I should have joined the Air Force.
I mean, I love a good hotel. I love a good hot meal.
I like 5-star accommodations.
I love 5-star accommodations.
I like lobster and steak. And
I love not getting yelled at. So
you know what the Air Force calls a bad day?
What?
When their sunglasses get a smudge on it.
That's me,
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Sorry, Air Force people, but it's true. But no, I mean, it was good experience, and obviously having you to kind of see what it looks like. I wanted to do everything my dad did, and I even, when I got back from Iraq, I even put in to be a drill sergeant. I was like, I want to be a drill sergeant. I want to yell at people. I want to help shape the military. And so I put in orders for it, and they came back and gave me recruiting for 3. So I did recruiting for 3 years. I was like, oh my gosh.
which
So
drill sergeants cannot stand.
yeah, they gave me the worst of the worst job. But
That's when you're in California.
yes,
That's okay.
but the school was cool. Like I had fun at the school, but the whole recruiting thing, it was horrible. It was the worst job I ever had.
Yeah, I've never heard anything good about recruiting.
No, it sucked.
Drill sergeants hate them.
Yeah, I hate them. You know what I mean? So
It's one thing to find the monkey. It's another
know,
thing
I
to train the
hate
monkey.
harsh word, but yeah.
So do they in recruiting school? They teach you to lie to the recruits? Is that like part of the curriculum?
No, I think that's just a personal choice. If they decide to do it, you know, because I will tell you that, I mean, recruiting is like a sales job. So
you got to make it sound really good.
You have to make it sound good and you have to get people to do it. So you have to be, I mean, you have to stretch the truth is what I was going with. But there are some people like I never lied. I mean, my only experience was what my dad went through. And that was even before my brother joined and what I went through. I mean, I just told him like, hey, certain jobs, you're just hanging out in the motor pool until it's time to go.
Yeah.
And then I think when I joined, it was a little bit different because it was before 9/11. There was no war. So, I mean, it was pretty like if you wanted to do it,
just hanging out.
Yeah. You might go see other countries. You might not. Who knows, right? But I don't know. But times have changed. So
I will say my recruiter never lied to me.
I don't think
everything my recruiter said 110% came true.
Yeah.
And he was military intelligence and he kept trying to get me to be military intelligence. And I was like, I don't know, man. It just doesn't appeal to me. And then ended up being a medic and he was like, all right. He was like, let me tell you about medics. You know, went through his speech. And then literally everything he said, everything he said like came true. And I was like, and I just remember like all my friends in the army were like, oh, my recruiter lied to me, blah, blah. And I'm like, I didn't.
Yeah. Dad, you met. I mean, I don't think my recruiter lied to me. They told me it was artillery and pretty much you only get to shoot it when you're over in a combat zone. And I guess he lied about that because I never even shot it in the combat zone. So,
oops. That was probably the big appeal.
Yeah. We just did convoys. We helped convoys. It's very cool. But so, Dad, on your experience, like, because you deployed, so talk about how that, because you went to Desert Storm.
I did.
How did that? What was that scenario? What did that look like?
Well, it was a bad thing at the time because I had just got off of drill sergeant duty, you know, and it was like 3 days later. My battalion sergeant major called me in and he goes, hey, man, I got orders for you. I said, already? And I'd put in for this school to go to the non-commissioned officer logistics program, which is a high-level school. Not everybody can get that, but I applied anyway. And I was really hoping to get it. And he goes, no, it ain't that. It's you're going to Desert Storm. I'm going to what? I said, I just got off drill sergeant duty, man. And he goes, that's right. And they called for you because of your MOS. I said, well, okay then. And a week and a half later, I was airborne going to Saudi Arabia. And I joined a unit over there, the 800th MMC out of Stuttgart, Germany. They had a bunch of us logistics people join them, and we were called fillers. You know, we were lepers, so to speak, to the unit. They didn't like us. They didn't want us there because they thought they could do it all on their own. They could not, by no means. And it was us that did that.
Well, I saw pictures, and it looked like you played a lot of volleyball over there.
Well, you had to stuff going crazy. I mean, catching scorpions all day wasn't a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember we did have a pet scorpion though that we caught. We did too. We did too until it got killed.
And we tied his little leg with a 100-mile-an-hour cord.
How long did you keep them?
Oh, about 2 months.
Ain't bad. Being
Yeah,
tied
we'd
up like
feed,
that.
Oh yeah.
we'd feed him and everything, and yeah, he got to be pretty friendly.
Yeah,
Friendly enough, huh?
friendly enough.
I mean, he couldn't reach nobody because we kept him on a short leash.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Doc's the same. We had brown brown
No,
tape?
the spider.
spider. What's that thing?
Camel spiders.
Camel
There we go.
spiders.
Camel
And,
spiders.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we put them with the scorpions. So
I saw them in Afghanistan. Woo wee.
But I was telling a story recently about the camel spiders.
yeah,
that
it was at Brasher's.
scared the mess out of me. But it was just a shadow, and it was on a concrete wall, and it was 10 times bigger than the actual spider. And I ran for cover because I thought something was coming after me.
Yeah, luckily I never saw like a huge one. They were always like little bitty. So we caught them early, but
I'll say my buddy just retired, I think last week. We were in Iraq together, and for whatever reason, he was the guy that always had scorpions in his boots. Every day he'd wake up, there's either a scorpion in his cot or in his boot. The only guy, everyone else in the same building, untouched by scorpions.
Mm.
But my buddy Mayton always had him. Like,
You
dude, what
say
are you doing?
building?
Do
You stayed
what?
in a building?
Yeah, we were on a Iraqi Air Force base, and so we had a hard building on the airfield because I was a medevac. So we were right on the airfield, and we had two hard buildings
he's
with.
about to give you so much crap.
I was like, we had 2 tents behind the buildings to fit the rest of the people. I just happened to be lucky enough that they threw me in a building, but I was in a room probably not much bigger than this with 6 dudes. So
Well, they don't know. They think this room is huge.
it's not.
It's not. It's not. Hey, well, we got to take a break. We are on the radio and everything. So you are listening to 90.3 WKWC.
Slow down and breathe, steady your hands. I'll show you how to save a life. It'll be like hell when you're over there in the middle of a fight. I was just 18, learned by the books until I saw firsthand. Let me tell you about a real bad day and help you understand. The shots, the bombs, 6 hours pinned down, all the danger braved, recognized for valor, above, beyond, for all the lives I saved. They pinned on the Bronze Star, and the memories never fade. They called me a hero, but that's just our way. You listen and learn and take my advice. Don't let go of the lesson learned from a soldier's sacrifice. Pass it on to the next in line. In time you'll see others walking in your boots like that day was for me. Shots, the bombs, 6 hours pinned down, all the danger braved, recognized for valor, above, beyond, for all the lives I saved. They pinned on the Bronze Star, and the memories never fade. They called me a hero, but that's just our way. They called me a hero, but that's just our way. Slow down and breathe. Steady your hands. I'll show you how to save a life.
We played you a song It's called Sergeant Van Tool, Save a Life, and that is about my man right here.
Oh,
Dad, you've heard the song.
I have.
What'd you think of it?
Loved it.
thank you. I appreciate that.
What'd you think
Loved
of it?
that.
Gave me chills.
Yeah.
It was I don't know. I've talked about it, but it was a whole experience to be in that room with the songwriters and just speak and watch you talented people turn it into a song. And then when I got to hear the song come to life, it was something special.
Yeah, and one thing that I always said, like, I mean, I would kind of verbatim what you said, is the fact that you never heard your story. Like,
Yeah.
you've never heard your story like that before.
Yeah. Because I can talk about it all day, but then to hear it come back to me and I'm like, oh, that's me. That's about like it was kind of surreal, to be honest. But the whole thing about it, the whole music therapy, and it was very therapeutic.
Yeah, and that's why Dad, I think you're going to get in the program, right? You're gonna take a stab at it.
At what?
At the music therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound so for sure about it.
You got a story to tell? What you said? 30 years?
30 years.
Yeah, he has a whole album to record.
30 years. Both your sons joined. So that's something.
That's a story.
That is a story.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Both brothers, both of my brothers, my father.
Yeah. Family military. I was destined to join something.
Yeah, the Boy Scouts didn't want you.
They didn't. No.
And the Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts, I just ate all the cookies. So
You can't mess with the brownies.
Yeah. I wasn't always fat, Dad. Thanks.
Oh man.
Oh man. So let's talk about the defense contract that you went on. How long did you do that for?
Well, I started out when I retired in 2008. I got a job with a company out of Georgia and working at Fort Knox. And I was in charge of the ammunition area and also the clothing area where privates would get their uniforms, their first uniforms and all that. So I had both sites. I was the project manager for that. And that lasted 3
Hold
years.
on, let me stop you there. So you were there when they turned them in too?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh,
Nobody likes you.
And so
there goes the farm.
I did that for 3 years, and then the company lost their contract, and due to no fault of mine or any of the people that worked with me. But anyway,
Yeah,
so they bought in their people. The new contractor did, and they don't hire people like us, project managers from another company. But anyway, so then I went to selling cars. I thought I'd like to do that. I had a gift of gab, even though I wasn't a recruiter. I had a gift of gab. I could lie just like the next guy. And so I sold cars for a couple of years. And then I got a phone call one day from a company out of Greenville, South Carolina. And I was in the middle of closing a deal. And I told them, I said, look, I'm busy at the moment. Can I call you right back? And they said, yes. And so I continued on closing the car deal. Went outside after I got finished with them, and they drove off. I called that number back, and I talked to this lady, and I said, we called you to see if you're interested in a job. I said, well, I got a job, but what you got? She goes, as a defense contractor. I said, a defense contractor? Where at? She goes, Afghanistan. I go, do what? Afghanistan. And she says, money be hard to beat. I said, well, let's just cut to the chase where you don't waste your time nor mine. How much we talking about? She gave me a figure, and I said, you have my attention. And she continued to talk, and I said, you send me whatever I need, and I'll fill it all out and see what we got. So she did that. I filled it out. It took me about 2 days to do it. She called me back and she said, okay. She said, you're in. She goes, "Oh, you need to go do this, go to this doctor, do this, did all that." And September the 14th of 14, September the 21st of 2014, I flew to Greenville, stayed there a week, and then I went to Afghanistan for 3 years.
Where were you at in Afghanistan?
I was up in the mountains, in the little valley in these mountains. I was at Bagram, is where I was at, but
Right. Okay.
up in the hills. But
Yeah. I spent
I was at
15
Bagram
months
the whole time.
out of Bagram myself. I don't
Y'all
miss
mi-
those
when
days.
was you over there?
Well, if he went in 14, that's right when I got out of the military. So I was in Afghanistan 08, 09 because I did Iraq 04, 05, and then Afghanistan 08, 09.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I retired in 08 from the military.
Yeah. But yeah, you were retiring and I was like, I was up in the mountains. I was doing something.
Doing something.
Oh, man.
Saving lives, man. That's what you're doing.
Shooey. Something like that.
So who got you into car sales?
You did.
Thank you. I was waiting for the flowers, you know. I remember the call vividly.
How did you get your dad into car sales?
I called. I sold cars in California, and I was sitting there, and we were talking on the phone. I was like, "Dad, you really should do this." I thought you'd be really good at it. He's like, "You know what? I might be good at it." So he went and did it, and he was good at it. So
that's awesome.
He called the car lot. He called the car lot before I was even there.
Yeah.
And the guy at the car lot, which is a friend of mine, called me and asked me to come and talk to him.
Yeah. I called and said, "Hey."
Your son called and said, "You might be interested in the job." I said, "I don't know if I'm interested in the job or not." I said, "I just told him I'd probably be good at it." That's all I told him.
Yeah.
Not that I was going to sell them.
Yeah.
But it turned out a neat experience. I really liked selling cars because you get to meet a lot of people. You're outside. You're not confined to a chair and a desk and all that other stuff that I'd been used to. So it was a good experience for me.
You weren't getting shot at.
You were safe for the most part.
For the most part. No, it's cool. I did call him. I was like I'm somebody.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, this is Brian Basham from California, and my dad really would be good.
I think he'd be good.
I think he'd be good. Take a shot.
Give him a chance."
Come to find out they went to school together and stuff, but whatever.
You're like, "Oh yeah, we already know."
I'll take the credit. So growing up, being, having my dad, we spent a lot of time at ANVETS, correct? Was that
Correct.
the post in Vine Grove? Learned how to play darts. I was pretty decent at darts.
Not really, but go ahead.
Oh, wow.
Your show.
Hey, he's just trying to speak the truth, man.
He's not speaking truth. He's just being funny. I was good.
I believe him though.
I remember the time I beat him, and everybody went crazy.
He probably doesn't remember that.
He does. You do remember it because I made a big deal about it.
One time.
One time. It was one time, but I did it.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
And there were several adult beverages consumed on my behalf.
Not by me.
So
that's why you beat me.
Does it still count though? I mean,
It does. He stepped up.
It's got an asterisk beside it.
No. You stepped up. You knew what was going to happen.
you gave him a handicap.
yeah. But no, it was fun. So I grew up in like an ANVETS kind of environment. It's where I first sung karaoke. I didn't even know what karaoke was until I showed up there. So that kind of started that love. But
So was that before you joined the military?
Oh yeah. I was 14, 15, and I was 16 because I had to drive
in
you
the
home.
ANVETS?
In Vine Grove. I was part of the Sons of ANVETS. And then I joined, obviously, and then took the Sons part off of it. But anyways, what I was going with is growing up, like Dad was so involved in like the VSOs and did everything. So that's kind of where the vision came in,
Yeah.
But then like I don't drink, I don't smoke. So when I got older and I started doing it, I was like, well, I don't really want to hang out
Right.
there, but you know,
Like I got to do something.
got to do something, you know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where vet was thought of a little bit, you know, and in kind of that aspect. So in a long roundabout way, Dad, you're kind of helped me and Doc, because I remember the exact conversation we had about starting something like this, but you had a hand in it. So
That's good.
Yeah.
Y'all do good things.
I appreciate you.
We try.
Yeah. We're doing a good, well, you are seeing this on Saturday, but we did a good thing last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gave away 200 Easter meals at Kendall Perkins Park in collaboration with Beverly's Hearty Slice.
Yep.
And I'm guessing it was a good event.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I'm pretty sure it was. So for y'all that don't know, you're catching a recording. We're recording this on Friday. So the event is tonight, but
it's in a few hours.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it was going to be a great event, and we helped a lot of people. So shout out
by the way,
yeah.
happy Good Friday to everyone.
Yes, happy Good Friday, even you, Doc.
Thank you.
Yeah. It, you know, I'll get religious a little bit. So if you think about Jesus and what he went through on Friday, you know, and you look at your life and you're like, yeah, nothing I'm going through right now has anything that could compare to what he went through for us. So we should all be grateful for that. And Sunday's coming. Sunday's going to be an awesome day, Easter. And, but yeah, Dad, you got anything else? You got anything else you want to talk about? I know there's some things you told us not to talk about, so we won't
talk about those.
We won't talk about those. Doc, he's gonna leave, but
my bad. I just have a little.
But yeah, let's talk about your new. You are officially a great grandfather.
I am.
How do you feel about that?
Oh man, I feel old, but blessed that I get to at least see one, and I'm getting ready to see the second one here probably in about another month.
I know.
And so they're flooding me with great grandchildren. I don't know if they want me to hurry up and just kick off or whatever, but they're coming quick now.
Yeah, they are. I'm a great uncle.
I just got back from Arizona visiting the little fella, and had a blast. First time I've been to Arizona, so that was a neat experience within itself. Not that I ever want to go back to visit Arizona, other than to see my great grandchild if he's still there. He might have to move, sometime, but Arizona sucks.
Heard it here. You know what? New Mexico is on the top of the list of places I'd never want to go to.
I got family that lives in New Mexico.
Again. Like, I'll tell you a story. I was going through New Mexico, and I just got out of recruiting school, and I drove from South Carolina, and I had to drive all the way up to California. So obviously I stopped in Kentucky, saw the family, stopped in Oklahoma, got my stuff, and then I had a friend with me, and me and him went down to Phoenix to meet another friend.
Okay.
And then from Phoenix, we went to Las Vegas, and Las Vegas, we went to California. But driving down, we had to go through New Mexico, and they're working on the road. So it was construction going through.
Yeah.
I was going maybe 58 miles an hour, 59 miles an hour, get pulled over. Cop said, "You're going 4 over." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's a construction zone. You're not supposed to do that." Gave me a ticket. I was like, "You got to be kidding me."
You're like, "All right, New Mexico, I don't like you."
So I get the ticket, pretty upset. Driving down the road. I'm not even 3 minutes later, I get pulled over again. Said, "You're going 4 over." I'm like, "I know."
Was it the same cop?
No, a different one.
Oh my goodness.
I said, "I know for a fact that wasn't. I had it on speed control because your buddy just stopped me 3 minutes ago."
3 minutes ago.
Yeah, 3 minutes ago. I showed him the
stamp.
ticket, and he's like, "Well, there must be something wrong with your vehicle." Wrote me another ticket. I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me right now." And I had Oklahoma plates. Maybe they didn't like Oklahoma people. I don't know, but I probably have a warrant out there for my arrest in New Mexico. I'll never know because I'm never going back. So. If you're watching this and you're in New Mexico, thank you. Appreciate you. Dad, you ever been to New Mexico?
No, I had not.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Of
course, I don't speed either.
I was going 4 over.
Twice.
That is not speeding.
So that's 8 over.
That does not count.
I mean, it's kind of the same. 4 and 4 is 8.
Whatever.
So have you got any in Kentucky?
No. I haven't got any in Kentucky. Never.
Never speeding ticket.
Never a speeding ticket in Kentucky.
I'll knock on wood.
I've got
period.
a seatbelt ticket twice in California from the same cop in the same position or at the same stop. And he's like, "You're gonna learn." I was like, "I know." So I did pay those because I didn't have my seatbelt on.
Man.
But now I always put my seatbelt on.
So you like learning the hard way.
I do like learning the hard way.
I got 2 speeding tickets in my life from the same cop, the same place, the same day.
Oh, the same day?
Same day. Going down to pick up your mother and coming back because I was late.
That should have been Omen.
That's what I thought.
We won't speak on. I love my mom. Love you, mom. Because I know you're watching. Because you. But anyways, Doc, you got anything, man? You're somewhat of a co-host today,
I don't think so. I appreciate you having me.
I do have something.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk about the bridge in Baltimore.
Oh man, that's
terrible.
How crazy is that? Have you been seeing the videos?
Oh yeah.
They recovered 2 of the guys yesterday, and they were working on the bridge when it was hit, and they found them. The that they have not recovered yet.
They're alive though.
I'm sorry.
They are alive. The people they found.
No.
Oh
well, there were 2 that they rescued. From what I read, there were 2 that they rescued out of the water, like when it happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the last report I saw that there were 20 recovered.
So what time of day did this happen?
It was 1:10 in the morning or something like that.
So I've been seeing videos of like people on the side like videotaping. Like, how do they know to videotape?
Well, the main video where they show where the boat loses power and all that.
Yeah. There's just
like break it down.
24-hour camera. Yeah. But there was this guy on the bank and he's like recording it and he's like, "I can't believe I just got this." Like he was just, I guess, recording the barge
down there. Yeah.
But that's crazy. There's videos like they hit it and it just all went.
Did you happen to see one of the videos that right before he hit it, there's a semi truck.
Yeah.
Across the bridge.
Yeah.
And barely made it.
Yes.
Now, I bet you that dude,
back into the trailer.
I bet you that dude went to find a Walmart quick to get him some britches.
To use the restroom real quick.
Yes.
No, he did that in the truck.
No, but that was close. That was close. I saw the video and I was watching the vehicles, like how much time they had to like cross and stuff.
Well, luckily though, the captain of the ship called whoever controls that bridge to shut it down.
But there's some conspiracy on that too.
Well, there'll always be conspiracies, I guess. But
I'll say you can make up a story. You know, you can spin it however you want it.
You can spin anything.
It really is unfortunate, and
so I guess he lost his steering and his brakes, right? Everything just shut down on the barge is what happened.
Power just, it was a big shipping vessel, so it had all the big shipping containers on it.
Yeah,
and they get scared to cross a bridge, don't they?
Well, that's Kayla's biggest fear is a bridge collapsing. So every time she drives across a bridge, she's terrified. So the day it happened, the very next morning, I wake up, whatever time it is, I'm scrolling on Facebook, and I see video after video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I probably shouldn't turn over. I was like,
I mean, she's going to find out. It's everywhere now.
And I was like, hey, did you hear about that bridge in Maryland? She was like, what? And then I was like,
yeah, but I mean, a big barge just ran through it.
Yeah,
so now they're coming out with safety stuff where like they're going to put concrete around the which I don't know.
Well, that's what it hit. It hit a big concrete support pillar.
Well, no, they're going to put concrete like a curb,
like a barrier.
Yeah, like a curb almost.
I got you.
I don't know how they're going to do that to the ones out.
I worked on a steamboat on the Mississippi, and we hit a bridge once.
Did you, Mark Twain? Tell us about that. But did you write some books?
No, it was an accident. So it was a steam.
It sounds like Titanic.
And then there's what you call a Z drive, and you can go side to side, and then you have the big paddle wheel in the back.
So when did you do this? After the military?
Yeah.
Okay.
I worked in the boiler room.
Did you really?
Yeah, I went from Army to boiler room on a steamboat.
Did you win a poker game and get a ticket and was able to jump the no?
That was a fun job though. I miss it.
Yeah. How's Rose?
So the shirt I'm wearing right now.
You have the shirt of the steamboat?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Swear. I just realized.
Did you
I'm
plan on talking about it?
Nope. Because you started talking about the boat.
Can y'all say that? Yeah, he does have it. American Queen.
Yeah. It comes to Owensboro once a year. Although right now.
Is that how you got to Owensboro? Is on that ship?
No.
That'd be a cool story.
No. I left Owensboro on the ship.
Dad, you got anything else?
No, I think that we've covered everything. Pretty much.
Yeah. Doc, you got a question for Dad?
I did earlier, and then you just were talking so much that I lost it.
I mean, it's my show. So.
You did ask about the defense contract. I was very curious about that, so you covered that. I don't know. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you and your service. That's a long time. You put in a lot of hard work, and then you did the defense contract.
You too, and thank you for your service.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. You gonna thank him for me too, or
what?
I mean, he kind of made me, so.
Ugh. I love you.
There it is. Well, thank y'all for tuning in to the. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Forgiven Soldier radio show. If you're listening on 90.3 WKWC, thank you for listening. And again, on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere that you're seeing this. Appreciate you. Thank you, Dad, for jumping on and for telling me no, but I still got a yes out of you. That's how
and then here he is.
That's how good of a salesperson I am.
Now, when am I going to get my song made?
Whenever you come to Owensboro.
I thought we'd already agreed on a time.
We agreed on maybe when it will come out, but we have to write it first.
Right.
So you said after Arizona, we'll talk about it. So we'll talk about it. You're back. All right. We're out. God bless.
What does a vet mean to you?
Means veterans helping each other and continuing the brotherhood outside of military service.
Vet means to me veterans come together to help other veterans. It's a family. It's a brotherhood. Everybody's at each other's six.
Vet means unity. There's healing in brotherhood, and that always brings unity, and I hope it catches like wildfire.
Veterans Empowered Together is about continuing my life of service and adding value to my community.
That means to me an opportunity to not only give back to the community as a veteran, but also be a part of continued brotherhood and sisterhood going forward.
So when we leave the military, we lose that sense of brotherhood. So vet means to me that we bring that brotherhood back as much as possible.
So I've been involved with vet for about 2 years now, and it's a brotherhood. You're going to be friends for life. You can call on one another if you need each other.
As a Gold Star and a Blue Star parent, it means the world to have a sisterhood and a brotherhood that continues serving each other and the community long after their time in the military has finished.
Veterans Empowered Together is a brotherhood. It's an opportunity to help the community and other fellow veterans. I know the sacrifices that veterans have once made. I'd like to see them live a life that they deserve.
So one of the annual events that Veterans Empowered Together puts on is our annual Memorial Day walk. This walk started as a private event for myself many years ago when I left the service at the anniversary of losing a friend in Afghanistan, and it was a tough day for me. And after finding vet and starting that, we decided to carry on this as an annual event for our organization.
So Vet Dad started over an event that we have called Coffee with Veteran, and it's a simple event. We have coffee with other veterans in the community. So that was a place to bring all the veterans together, kind of find that sense of calmness around your brothers and sisters. From Coffee with Veterans, that's how Vet got started. Veterans Empowered Together partnered with Habitat for Humanity, building the first veteran house here in Owensboro. Veterans Empowered Together also partnered with the Tennessee Titans this year for the Salute Your Service Gang.
Once we became involved with Veterans Empowered Together, we thought it would be appropriate to go ahead and hand that military ball off to them. Since they are centered around our veterans, and also our community. So we're looking forward to the military ball. It's an annual ceremonial type event. You'll see some military protocols, some military ceremonies, and there'll be a lot of dancing there too.
Veterans Empowered Together has partnered with Higdon Therapeutic Services in order to provide a new and innovative type of mental health treatment to veterans in need.
To be partnered with an organization like VET is very important to me, as I'm a veteran as well, and I understand the struggles that can occur whenever you are coming out of the military, transitioning all the way through your Vietnam vets and even some of the World War II vets. This has provided a gracious platform for my organization and my practice to reach the veterans that I would never reach prior to this. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
We wanted to partner with a group that was trying to meet the needs of our local veterans that seemed to be falling through the cracks. In our organization, we work a lot with soldiers and veterans and different organizations utilizing equine therapies because of the effectiveness of the work. And getting to know the vets group and meeting some of the men and women who are part of that and having them here at the barn to talk about their vision for the organization, it seemed like a perfect fit. And it's such an honor for us to be able to utilize the horses as a part of what they're doing to reach our veterans.
Veterans Empowered Together is an independent, nonprofit organization of U.S. military veterans working together to support the veteran community within the Davis County and surrounding areas.